Welcome to the channel. So 3 years ago when I started my career into digital marketing, this is the exact Microsoft Excel training I needed. So if you are a beginner into digital marketing or a working professional with a few years of experience and working on an Excel finds you a little bit intimidating, then I promise by the end of this video, you will be working on Excel fearlessly. So let's get started. So today I'm going to cover data analysis and data extraction using Excel along with Excel basics. So there won't be a separate section for Excel basics, but when I perform data analysis, I will be covering all the Excel basics topics like data formatting, conditional formatting. Just you follow along with me and you'll get a gist of it. So let's begin with the data analysis. Consider a scenario where your manager has shared a campaign data with you and asked you to find out the market where the revenue was highest and the CPA, that is cost per acquisition, was lowest. So he has shared with you this campaign data, and this is a lot of data. So you need to find out the market where the overall revenue is highest and the overall CPA is lowest. So let's understand this data better. So you can see from column E to N we have different digital marketing metrics, and in column A we have market. So we will need to break down things by market. So first let's see how many markets are there. To understand that, what we will do is just click on Ctrl A. So all our data got selected, and just click on sort and filter and just apply the filter. Let's see how many markets are there. So there are around 1 2 3 4 5 markets are there, and we need to find out like market with the highest revenue and the lowest CPA. So what we will do, in order to get that, we will need to implement PivotTable. So PivotTable is one of the powerful tool of the Excel where you can organize and summarize and can find out the cumulative sum of a data. So let me show you how. So first just select the columns. So I'm just selecting the columns, or you can also select the data and just go to the insert and click on PivotTable and just select the new worksheet and just click on OK. So this is how the interface will look like. Here we'll just need to select the market and the metrics we need. So we will need the spends, we will need purchases, CPA and revenue numbers. So you can see this is a cumulative sum for each market is given. So what we will need to do is just copy this and paste it in another sheet. So here we can see like we got spends, purchases and CPA. So as you can see, in front of each metric there is sum of. So I want to remove that. So what I will do, I will use find and replace. Just click on Ctrl H and here just write sum of and replace it with nothing. So we can get rid of sum of. So I'm just clicking on replace all. So you can see all the sum of from all the 4 places got removed, and in a row label I will just type markets. So you can see we have markets, spends, purchases, CPA and revenue. So CPA is so as you can see here, like purchase, spends, purchase and revenue are independent variables, but CPA is a dependent variable. That is, we use formulas to calculate the CPA. So in order to calculate CPA, what you will need to do is just spends upon purchases. So you will get the CPA, which is a cost per acquisition, that is a cost required to acquire one customer. In a spends and revenue column, we haven't given like is it a INR or a dollar or a euro. So what we will need to do, we will need to do some formatting. So first just select the spends and go to numbers, and here just select the currency. If it's INR, you can just select from here. If you want to change the currency, you can just go to the currency and select it accordingly. So what I want is I want INR, so I can directly select like INR is the default. I'm just clicking on OK. So once spends are formatted to INR, what I will do is just select the format painter and apply the same formatting across CPA and revenue. So as you can see, like CPA and revenue is formatted, and for purchases use the simple comma like number formatting. So we have applied the formatting. Now let's take the things at a next level. Let's make things more visual. So to find out the market where the revenue was highest, what we will do is apply the conditional formatting to make it more visual. Just click on revenue column and just click on conditional formatting here, go to color scales and apply the first one. You can find out the darkest where the UK is the market where the revenue is highest. Now let's click on column D. We wanted to find out the market where the cost per acquisition was lowest. So let's check, apply the second one. So you can see the darkest green, which is the Canada, has the lowest CPA. So this market, Canada, is the most cost efficient market when it comes to customer acquisition. So hope conditional formatting is clear. So let's jump back to the pivot table to understand the concept of slicers. So this is how a pivot table look like, but we also have months. So if you want to filter a specific month, for example, if you want to filter only July for all the markets, how you can do that? For that, just right click on months and click on add as a slicer, and here just click on a July. So here you can just use a slicer to filter specific months. So similarly you can filter May. You can also select multiple, like just click on control and select March. You can also see the two markets in a one go. This is how we use slicers in Excel. I hope slicers are clear to you. What if I want to add more filters to this pivot table? How I can do that? So consider a scenario. I want to look into the numbers for each market for first 7 days of March. How I can do that? You can use a report filter. So just right click on date and click on add a report filter. So we want to select the first 7 days of March. So here I will just select first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. So this data will give you overview of for each month how was the performance for first 7 days of March. Just click on OK. So you can see for first 7 days of March, this was the performance, like UAE had the highest number of purchases. Similarly, if you want to add more filters to the report, you can always add it by just clicking on, just right click on a metric or a dimension and click on add a report filter. Here you can filter it by campaigns. So consider a top of funnel campaigns. So you can see like we have filter of date as well as a campaign all at once. So this is how you can play with the data and analyze using the pivot table. So now let's learn how to plot charts and graphs in Excel. So first we will just make a copy of it and just click on move or a copy and just create a copy. So I will rename it as a charts. So let's create some charts and graphs. So we have this data. Now I want to create a different like charts and plots. So what I will do, I will just rearrange this data first. I will just remove this conditional formatting for now, clear rules and just clear selected rules. Okay, so I will just paste it as values, just Control C and just Control V. Okay, so I will sort it as per my convenience, whatever the plots I need. So we will create different plots, one for spend versus revenue, one for like market and market and purchases, like different transaction volume, and one we can create for we will create purchases versus CPA. So we have market and purchases column. So let's plot some charts. Like I want to check what percentage of purchases came from each market. So for that we will need to use a pie chart. So go to insert, here go to charts, here you will find the 2D. So I'm just selecting this, and we can just go to chart design and select the best design we want. So, and as you can see here, like each market split is given here. So UK has contributed 21% of overall purchases, followed by Australia, UAE and Canada, each stand at 20%, and Singapore stand at 19%. So this is the breakdown of the purchases contribution for each market. Similarly, I wanted to plot this, how the spend versus revenue graphs look like. So I will just select this data, go to insert. Here I will just try some using 2D charts, and let's go to recommended chart if there is any best recommendation there. So this looks fine to me. Yeah, I'm just clicking on OK, and you can see like this is a spend versus revenue. So this is the spend versus revenue chart. Similarly, you can also check how the purchases vary with the CPA. So let's check how the trend look like. Here we can try plotting line chart. Go to the insert and go to here and just check 2D chart, and let's, okay, this one looks fine. Okay, so this is a line chart, how purchases vary with the CPA for each market versus CPA. So this chart gives us idea how purchases vary with the CPA for each of the market. So this is how you plot charts and graphs in Excel. Just go to insert and just try using different charts. So let's understand the VLOOKUP function. So we have this data above. We have market, spends, purchase, CPA and revenue. Here below we have markets but in different order. Like we have UAE first, here we have in a fourth place. Similarly we have Singapore, Australia. So the order of the markets here and here are different, and we want a revenue for each market. So one of the way to get the revenue for UAE is that you just copy this and paste it for each market. So here we have 4 rows, but what if there are hundreds of rows? You can't copy paste 100 times. So to solve for this, we have VLOOKUP function. So VLOOKUP function can search value from one column based on the given value in other column. So let me show you how. So here let me apply VLOOKUP function. So I will use VLOOKUP, select the lookup value, select the data range and give the column number. So we have 1 2 3 4 5. So revenue is in 5th column, so I'm just selecting 5, and here just select the exact match and just close the bracket. So you can see UAE revenue matches with this, so it is automatically pulling from here. Similarly, if we drag this, but before that we will need to fix the rows, otherwise the data selection will go out of the range if we drag the data. So let me show you first. So if we pull this, so you can see NA here, because if we double click here, the data selection, this particular, is going outside our range because we haven't fixed this range. So for that, in order to fix this range, I will use the dollar symbol in front of rows. So now if I drag it, so you can see revenue, you can just cross check revenue numbers. It is like UAE is matching, Singapore is matching, it is like Australia 91, UK 93 and Canada. So all the numbers are matching. So this is the power of VLOOKUP function. You can vertically search and assign the values. So let's understand the data extraction. So many times when you are performing the ads account audit, client may share a data pool with you and ask you to make a sense of it and perform the audit. When such data is shared, it's important for you to find some consistencies in data. So here we can see at the start of each campaign name, we have country code here. So this is one of the pointer that we can like separate. And another thing is they have used the audience type like prospect, engaged. So this is one of the parameter, as well as we have purchase like optimization goal mentioned here. So these are some of the parameters we can use to break down the data. So our goal is to analyze this data. So first what I will do is insert the column to the right and here. So first I will segregate the country codes. So I will write here market. This is a reverse engineering process kind of thing. So from campaign name we will extract the things. So here I will use the function called left and get the country code out for each market. I want first two characters of the campaign name, so I have just selected the two here. So I will just click on here, double click on this, and it will just implement automatically. So we got market here. Either we can break down this data by audience type or optimization goal. So there are two ways, but first for the sake of simplicity I will break down by audience. Like here we have prospect, here we have engaged as well, some of the campaigns. There are some retargeting campaigns as well. So if you are aware about the audience funnel, there is a prospect, engaged and retargeting. So we'll try to extract the audience names from here. So what we will do is we will try to extract the way we extracted the country codes, we will extract the audience name. So to extract the audience type, for example prospect, engaged and retargeting words from here, we will need to use the if search function. So I am just writing the function query here. If search find a text, like we need to mention the text that we want. So I want prospect. So from comma we need to mention the from where we want prospect from this. And so logic here is if search function finds prospect within this text, it will return prospect. So I'm just writing it again, prospect. So here we can see, like if we pull this, wherever there is prospect, you can see like prospect is pulled, but wherever there is like engaged, it is value is coming as hash value, like it is an error. So in order to get rid of this error, we can use if error function. So I will use if error and either you can give 0 or not found as well, not found. So wherever there is like hash value, so you can see there is not found. But what if I want like retargeting and engaged as well? I want to break down this, like I want prospect, I want engaged and I want retargeting. So I will need to add more, like again one more query. So here I will need to give engaged. And I will need to close this bracket. Oh sorry, this bracket is not closed. Okay. If we double click here, so we can see engaged is also coming through now. Now our only thing left is retargeting. So here still it is coming as not found. So what we will need to do, we will need to add one more query for retargeting. the same way we added for engaged. What I will do is just copy this and just here just add retargeting. Just paste it and just close the bracket. So now if you drag this down, so you can see we are able to break down the data into the prospect, retargeting and engaged. So now with this data, what you can do is use this data to analyze, basically apply the pivot table on this data. Just click on pivot table and you can now just click on market, click on audience type and just click on spends, how the brands are spending across different audiences. So see, we only had a campaign names. From that campaign names, what we have done is we have extracted like data to find out some patterns. So based on our analysis, we can recommend things to the client accordingly. So let's move to another topic. So many times client will share product IDs with you, that is item group IDs or like article IDs. So if you want to remove, see, you can like in red, in the numbers that are in red, it is the same number which is getting repeated multiple times. What if I want to remove that? So here I will select it, go to the data and just click on remove duplicates. So that number is removed. So now we have only unique values. So this is how you can use remove duplicates to remove the duplicates. There is another function that we use often. It is called concatenate. It is called concatenate. It is used to join the two strings. Let's say you want to join IN and prospect. So we will use concatenate. Let's say concatenate and just select the IN, comma, prospect. This is how you will be able to join it. But what if you want to give space? So for that you just give comma and just give double inverted comma and just add space. So now you can see like there is space between IN and prospect. So this is how concatenate function is used to join two strings. And here this is a formula bar in Excel. You can find all the formulas that we have used. So here you can see like different formulas that we are in each cell. This is called formula bar. Hope you find this video useful. If you want to learn more about Excel, you can also explore the other formulas that other functions I have given, like sum if, count ifs, VLOOKUPs, HLOOKUPs and XLOOKUP. So these are some of the functions that we don't use often, but if you grow in your career, once you work with a complex system and processes and trackers, you may come across these functions. But whatever we have covered is some of the functions that we use 80 to 90% of the time. If you find this video useful, do like, comment, share and subscribe.